American. Nice. Hi, I'm Lou with another episode of My Car Story. Today I'm in the suburbs of Medford, Oregon, and I'm with a good friend of the channel, Larry Weiner, and we've got an iconic Chevrolet for you. Larry, what year, make, and model is this one?
1963 Corvette split window coupe, the iconic C2 of all time.
Here it is. So let's take a look at our featured attraction, and even the sun came out for this one.
How about that?
So as we step in front of it, one of the ways you could tell it's a 63 is, well, those little grills that you see on the hood there. Now, this is kind of a silly question. Why did you need a C2 63 split window?
That's what I wanted. It wasn't what I had to have, it's what I wanted to have.
And why this car out of all the cars in the world?
Well, you know, 63 split window is iconic. It's the only year of the split. Bill Mitchell fought for it. They did it one year. Everybody kicked and screamed, including Zora. Can't see out the rearview mirror. Hey, we're supposed to be going forward, not backward. We get over it. But in any event, you know, it's a purity of design as far as the split in particular. There's a little bit more gingerbread on a split window or 63 than there are in the preceding years, or the after years, I should say, not preceding, but after, where they started toning it down. They got rid of the sewer covers or sewer plates on the hood, and, you know, some of the phony vents behind the doors, stuff like that. But all in all, 63 is really the year. This one, of course, I've done some personalization to. I like factory sides. That's not correct for 63. In fact, even the knockoffs, although they're shown on all the 63 advanced publicity shots, they weren't available till 64. But you know what? It's nothing you couldn't go back and put the other stuff on if you really wanted. I built it for me, so
right.
I took a little bit of liberty.
Well, I like the liberty with the side pipes, and people, when they hear it, are going to go, okay, I can see why that is. And of course, the all-important split in the window, which even back in the day, some people were taking those out.
Yes, you know, when the 64 came out without the split, oh, let's update our 63 to 64. We'll just cut that spine of the divider right out of the car and buy a 64 rear window and the moldings, and it'll look even newer. Now they spend a fortune to put them back
right
to the way it's supposed to be.
Let's now there's no trunk, so let's open this one up.
Can't do a trunk and treats with this one because there is no trunk.
There is no
trunk. But it has doors.
And right off the bat, we've got these kind of jet-like plain doors. You could see that roof line there that opens up. You have that angle there.
You know why they did that?
Tell me.
Because if it's a race car and a low door, it'd make it hard to get in and out of the car, so when you roll it into the roof like that, it makes it easier for a race car driver to jump into the car, like on the Le Mans start. Although it is very stylish.
Good to know. Now, one of the things that is impressive is the right amount of pedals. This one came with a 4-speed?
It was originally a 4-speed car, and it's a very early car. It's a fall of 66 build.
Now, how do you know that?
Excuse me, fall of 62 build. I take that back. I've got all the documentation. It's a very early build car. It's got the tool trays under the seats, the correct roller door on the fuel door. There's certain indicators that show you if it's an early car built in fall of 62. This one here, the early cars have a Borg-Warner T10D 4-speed, whereas opposed to the later 63s in January or so, they went to the Muncie, the then new Muncie 4-speed. I've upgraded this one, so although it looks fairly authentic, there is a 5-speed Tremec TKX transmission under that tunnel. Why? Because I wanted an overdrive. I want to go out on the highway with it. I'm not interested in drag racing it, but I want to be able to go on long distance cruises without the motor beating itself to death and getting the resultant fuel economy that is right in the toilet as well. So the overdrive really, really helps in both of those.
Changes everything.
Oh, yeah.
Let's open the hood, shall we? Oh, that's nice.
So for those of you purists, no, it is not a number matching engine. I think the original engine got grenaded a long time ago. The first guy was a drag racer. This is the block code numbers indicated to me it was a 1969 GM service replacement. We call a CE service replacement short block. The cylinder heads that were on it were date coded fall of 62. I think they were August or September 62 castings. It was a 300 horse 327. So whoever blew it up put a service replacement short block in, but went back and reused their heads and intake and kept it as a 300.
But it has all the look,
But
Larry.
it's not a 300 anymore.
Right, but
That's
it has
why
a-
it looks different.
Yeah, but it looks good though. I mean, it looks.
It looks fairly authentic. I mean, I wasn't trying to make a number matching concourse piece out of it. When already you're off the bat with a non-number matching engine, you can throw a little caution to the wind, and it wasn't something that was really critical to me personally.
Yeah.
The cylinder heads, long story short, I lucked up on a set of beautiful 69 350 horse heads, which are the 202 160s, as opposed to the 190 150 valve sizes. We went through the heads. This motor, we completely did the whole motor last year at this time at being Gordon Racing in Upland, California.
Yeah.
Left no stone unturned. And so it is a fully built, balanced, and blueprinted engine. We did a lot of old school tricks to this engine to make it the performer it is. It dynoed at 435 horse. It's a bit rowdy, as I mentioned to you before. You can hear it's got an awful lot of cam in it. It's got 10-to-1 Keith Black pistons. We would have gone more, but you just can't get good enough fuel for, say, 11 and a halves.
Right.
So 10-to-1s we can run on 92 octane unleaded pure gas, and it's happy. Doesn't detonate. The intake manifold is not a painted. That's the way it ended up being polished when we got done. That's a 63 340 horse 327 factory, numbers correct, intake manifold. However, the carburetor is not the original. It's a Holly 780,
Let's
rather
fire.
as opposed to the little Carter AFB.
Let's fire it up, shall we? I'm okay with a little rowdy. I like what you've done to it, though. You've given it all the appearance of just the way it kind of came, with a few, I'll call them Larry upgrades. much fun hanging with you.
Always.
What a great little rider. Okay, we'll keep it going.
I'll find a spot sooner or later. Oh, here's a chair for you.
Yeah, something to relax with. Well, I know we're going to keep this rolling for a little bit, as if that's not fun enough. Larry, always a treat. Thanks so much for being on My Car Story.
Lou, thank you for the opportunity. It's always a pleasure to work with